Relationships are built on trust, communication, and emotional connection. When these key elements start to break down, it can lead to a series of signs that indicate the relationship is falling apart. It's often difficult to recognize these signs early on, as they tend to develop gradually over time, and sometimes both partners may ignore the early warnings. However, once these signs begin to show, they are difficult to ignore. Emotional disconnection, constant arguments, and lack of intimacy are just a few of the warning signs that a relationship might be heading in the wrong direction. The first major sign that something is wrong is a lack of communication. Communication is the foundation of any strong relationship, and without it, misunderstandings and feelings of neglect can start to surface. If partners stop sharing their thoughts and feelings with each other, it creates a barrier that grows over time. When this happens, it's easy for one partner to feel unimportant or ignored, making it hard to maintain a healthy emotional connection. Another sign of a failing relationship is constant arguing. Disagreements are normal in any partnership, but when arguments become frequent and unresolved, it's a sign that something deeper is wrong. Constant bickering not only drains the energy of both partners, but also prevents them from working together to solve their problems. Instead of finding common ground, both individuals become entrenched in their positions, leading to further conflict and emotional fatigue. One of the most painful signs is emotional distance. When partners begin to withdraw emotionally from each other, it creates a gap that can be difficult to bridge. This emotional withdrawal might be subtle at first, with one partner becoming less responsive to the other's needs. However, over time, this distance grows, making it harder to reconnect. Without emotional intimacy, a relationship starts to feel hollow and disconnected, leaving both individuals feeling isolated and unappreciated. Avoiding time together is another clear sign that a relationship may be falling apart. When couples start to prioritize other activities or people over spending quality time with each other, it suggests that the emotional bond is weakening. Time together is essential for nurturing a relationship, and when that becomes less of a priority, it can create feelings of loneliness and neglect. This avoidance often leads to one partner feeling like they are no longer a priority, which can further strain the connection. The loss of intimacy, both physical and emotional, is another warning sign. Intimacy plays a crucial role in maintaining a strong bond between partners. When this intimacy begins to fade, it's often an indication that the connection has weakened. Physical affection may decrease, and emotional vulnerability becomes harder to share. Without intimacy, partners may feel distant and disconnected, making it difficult to reignite the passion and closeness they once shared. These signs, if left unaddressed, can lead to deeper issues such as disrespect, criticism, and trust issues. Over time, these problems can cause irreparable damage to the relationship. It's important to recognize these signs early and take action to address them before they grow too large to manage. Relationships require effort, communication, and understanding to thrive. When these elements are missing, the relationship can fall apart, leaving both partners struggling to find their way back to each other. 1. Lack of communication. When communication breaks down in a relationship, it often signals a deeper issue. It starts with small things, like not sharing thoughts or feelings, which can easily be overlooked. Over time, this lack of dialogue can create a distance between partners. They may stop discussing their day, their emotions, or even simple concerns. Instead of resolving issues together, they let misunderstandings fester. As this pattern continues, one or both partners might feel ignored or undervalued. Without open communication, feelings of frustration and isolation increase, making it difficult for the relationship to thrive. The absence of honest talks leaves unresolved issues to build up, leading to emotional disconnect. 2. Constant arguments. Constant arguments in a relationship often indicate that the foundation of understanding and respect is eroding. When couples argue frequently, it's not necessarily about the specific issues at hand, but about a deeper frustration. Over time, small disagreements turn into bigger, unresolved conflicts. Instead of listening and compromising, partners might start blaming each other, leading to a cycle of hostility. The constant bickering can make both individuals feel unheard and misunderstood. Even minor topics can escalate into major disputes, and soon, it feels like every conversation leads to tension. This pattern damages the emotional connection, making it harder to find common ground and work together towards solutions. 3. Emotional distance. Emotional distance in a relationship occurs when one or both partners start to withdraw from each other emotionally. This can happen gradually, as one person may feel disconnected or unsupported. They may stop sharing their feelings, dreams, or concerns, creating a gap between them. As emotional connection fades, partners may begin to prioritize other aspects of life over the relationship, like work or socializing with others. This lack of emotional engagement can make both individuals feel lonely, even when they are physically together. The absence of emotional intimacy leads to feelings of neglect, and without that closeness, it becomes harder to address issues and maintain a healthy, loving bond. Avoiding time together. When partners begin to avoid spending time together, it signals a growing disconnection in the relationship. This avoidance can manifest in many ways, such as choosing to spend time apart instead of enjoying activities together, or preferring to be with friends or alone rather than with the partner. Initially, it may seem like harmless personal space, but over time, it reflects a lack of interest or investment in nurturing the relationship. When time spent together becomes a chore rather than a joy, it erodes the bond that once brought the partners closer. This avoidance often leads to feelings of neglect and emotional isolation, making it difficult to rebuild the closeness that once existed. Loss of intimacy. The loss of intimacy in a relationship is one of the most noticeable signs that something is wrong. Intimacy goes beyond physical connection. It also includes emotional closeness, affection, and shared vulnerability. Over time, a lack of intimacy can lead to feelings of neglect or being disconnected. Physical touch, such as holding hands, hugging, or even simply sitting close, becomes rare, leaving both partners feeling emotionally distant. This loss of affection often happens slowly, with both partners becoming accustomed to the absence of closeness. Without intimacy, partners may struggle to feel valued or understood, weakening the emotional bond and making it harder to reconnect. 6. Disrespect and criticism. Disrespect and constant criticism can severely damage the dynamics of a relationship. When one partner consistently belittles, mocks, or degrades the other, it creates an environment of negativity. Criticism that is harsh or personal can erode self-esteem and trust, making the affected partner feel inadequate or unloved. Disrespect can also show itself through dismissive behavior, interrupting or ignoring the other person's feelings and opinions. Over time, these actions lead to resentment and bitterness, as one or both individuals may feel that they are not being valued or treated with care. Instead of building each other up, the relationship becomes a battleground of hurtful comments and disregard, making it difficult to restore a sense of mutual respect and love. Feeling unappreciated. When one partner feels unappreciated, it can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration. This happens when efforts, whether big or small, go unnoticed or are taken for granted. Over time, one person may feel that they are giving more to the relationship, emotionally, physically, or financially, without receiving recognition or gratitude in return. This lack of acknowledgement can make them feel undervalued and invisible. Small gestures of appreciation, like saying thank you or showing gratitude, play a significant role in maintaining a healthy relationship. When these are missing, it can create an imbalance where one person feels like they are putting in more effort, leading to emotional withdrawal or dissatisfaction. Trust issues. Trust issues in a relationship can arise from past experiences, miscommunication, or betrayals, and they can deeply affect the emotional connection between partners. When trust is broken, whether through dishonesty, secrecy, or infidelity, it creates doubt and uncertainty. Even if no explicit betrayal has occurred, the mere suspicion of dishonesty can lead to insecurity. One partner might constantly question the other's actions, decisions, or intentions, which creates a cycle of doubt. This ongoing distrust can prevent both individuals from fully opening up to each other or feeling secure in the relationship. Trust issues cause emotional strain as each partner becomes more guarded, and without trust, the relationship struggles to grow or heal. 9. Secretive behavior. Secretive behavior can be a major red flag in a relationship, as it often signals that one partner is hiding something or unwilling to be open. When a person becomes more private about their thoughts, activities, or interactions, it can create an atmosphere of suspicion and doubt. This secrecy might appear in small ways, like deleting messages or avoiding certain topics, or in larger ways, such as keeping major aspects of their life hidden. Over time, the lack of transparency erodes trust, as the other partner may feel excluded or that something is being concealed. The fear of betrayal or dishonesty grows, and the emotional bond weakens as openness and communication start to fade. 10. No future plans together. When a couple stops making future plans together, it indicates a lack of commitment and shared vision for the relationship. Planning for the future, whether it's vacations, life goals, or simply imagining what the relationship will look like in years to come, is a key part of building a strong partnership. If one partner avoids discussions about the future or seems uninterested in making long-term plans, it can make the other person feel uncertain about the relationship's direction. This absence of planning may suggest that one or both partners are not fully invested, or that they don't see a long-term future together. Without shared plans or dreams, the relationship can begin to feel stagnant, as if both individuals are living separate lives rather than growing together. Feeling isolated or alone. Feeling isolated or alone in a relationship happens when one partner feels emotionally disconnected or neglected, even when physically present. Despite being in close proximity, the lack of meaningful interaction or emotional engagement can make someone feel like they're on their own. This isolation may stem from not being heard, supported, or understood by the other person. Over time, it can lead to a sense of loneliness, as the individual may feel they are facing challenges alone without the support or companionship they need. As this emotional gap widens, the feeling of being alone in a partnership becomes more prominent, making it harder to rebuild the connection. 12. One partner becomes indifferent. When one partner becomes indifferent, it's often a sign that they have emotionally detached from the relationship. Indifference is characterized by a lack of interest, concern, or care about the other person's feelings, needs, or the state of the relationship itself. They may stop putting effort into resolving issues, making decisions, or even showing affection. This emotional withdrawal can leave the other partner feeling neglected and unimportant. The indifference often leads to a lack of communication and shared goals, as one partner no longer feels motivated to invest in the relationship. Over time, this growing emotional distance can leave the relationship feeling cold and unfulfilling, creating a significant barrier to reconnecting.